Hey guys, how's it going? You guys asked for it, and well, here we are comparing the Pixel 4a's camera with the iPhone 12. Also, the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini share the same camera setup, so you can expect this video to work out for those of you interested in buying the all-new mini phone. Well, enough intro, I'm not gonna waste any more time here. This is Varun from Guiding Tech, and let's get down with the in-depth camera comparison. Okay, so I wanted to change things up a little bit here. So we'll be kicking things off with the low light mode because why not? Now, one thing to point out here is that iOS's camera is very smart. So there's no differentiating between normal camera and low light camera. The camera automatically switches to the low light mode when there is a lack of light. Now you can adjust the shutter rate, basically select the number of seconds for which the shutter will be open. But I just kept it on auto to keep things as smart as they are. Anyway, here are the camera samples. In this first shot, you can see that the iPhone 12 has less noise and has managed to handle the high tones very well too. In comparison, the Pixel shot is a bit more contrasty, especially if you zoom into the leaves near the spotlight. Turning on the night sight allows the 4A to handle the spotlights better, but the noise is still there in the darker portions of the frame, so there's that. Now in this next shot, the iPhone once again shows its prowess in balancing things out. The whole image does seem to have a slight layer of brightness overlay on top, but for what it's worth, the phone is able to highlight pretty much everything in the frame. In comparison, the Pixel struggles with enabling HDR in low light, which is evident by the lack of illumination on the tree. Even with the night sight turned on, the 4A only gets more sharper and richer in color, but the tree leaves are still not highlighted as well as the iPhone 12 does it. This next shot is one of my favorites because it highlights the fact that sometimes that added layer of brightness which the iPhone adds isn't always desirable. See, the whole image looks artificially brightened up here, and while the standard shot on the 4A isn't that good or anything, the one with night sight enabled is pure wallpaper material. Now I'll admit that the iPhone gets the details more on point, but the Pixel's contrasty shot looks really good. Now one area where the iPhone really struggles is with flares. For instance, in this shot you can see that the Pixel is able to handle light sources perfectly while the iPhone has the light rays going all around in the image, and everything just looks hazy and soft. This is further illustrated in this next shot where the iPhone has flares and rays just flying around in the whole frame of the picture, while the Pixel 4a has everything nailed to the T. Pixel's image is sharper, crisper, and far better than what the iPhone is producing here. Now moving on to low light selfies, and well, I'll let you be the judge on which kind of shot you prefer since they both get the colors differently. Neither of them is on spot and neither of them is sharp either, so I'll let you guys take a toss on this one. Okay, now let's move on to some daylight shots, starting with this one. So far we saw how Pixel struggles to manage both HDR and low light together, but in daylight shots it's a whole different story. Everything is just so sharp and crisper on the 4A while having much better illumination too. And similar to the low light scenario, the iPhone 12 struggles with flares quite a lot. The 4A has a beautiful lens flare here, while the iPhone 12, while getting good HDR around the sun, has a comparatively bad image all due to this huge lens flare. Now notice how I said HDR around the sun? Well, this next shot is a prime example of it. There's still some lens flare on the iPhone 12 shot, but holy moly, the overall shot is really good. And I want you to keep this frame and this HDR in mind when we talk about the videos. You'll see why. Similarly, in this shot also, you can see that the iPhone 12 justifies its price tag with some really good HDR performance. Also, notice the structure of the solar panel. It's quite grainy on the 4A shot, while the iPhone gets it spot on. Now when it comes to color reproduction, this shot should give you a pretty good idea of it. The 4A tends to produce slightly warmer and contrasty images, while the iPhone 12 gets colors just the way they are. Now which kind of color reproduction you prefer is totally up to you, but it's clear that the iPhone shoots closer to reality. Now moving on to human shots, you can see that the iPhone likes to brighten up the face quite a bit. The Pixel shot, in pure Google camera fashion, has a lot more structure to it. The iPhone shot looks smooth and brighter, but if you zoom into the background plant, you can see that it's completely blown out. Turning on the portrait mode, and the first thing that you'll see is that the Pixel 4a crops into the image. Both phones do an excellent job in terms of edge detection and background blurring and maintain the HDR even in the portrait mode. Essentially, it all boils down to which kind of color profile you prefer. Next up, we have selfies, and the first thing that you'll see is that Pixel's images aren't in focus. Like seriously, the background building looks to be more in focus than my face. As for the iPhone, well, it does brighten my face, and my t-shirt a bit, but it easily wins the selfie round anyway. As for portraits, both the phones once again do a decent job, but the lack of face focus means that the Pixel was bound to lose the selfie round anyway. Next up, let's talk about videos.
Right, so now I'm recording 1080p 30 fps footage from the iPhone 12 mini, which is on my left, and the Pixel 4a, which is on my right. You can get a glimpse of the HDR, and oh my god, the footage on the iPhone is just so damn good. I mean, it's not even a competition. Oh dude, this is just so good. I'm just gonna start panning the camera around. Not the best skylines, but pretty much the average Indian household here. But yeah, household, office, similar lines. And yeah, basically we're working from home, so household and offices are the same. And I mean, there's not much to talk about here. It's very evident that the iPhone is crushing the Pixel when it comes to videos. I mean, iPhones have always have the reputation of being better at videography, and this just emphasizes that in a much better standard. So there's that as well. Alright, so now I'm recording 1080p 30 fps selfie videos from the iPhone 12, which is on my left, and the Pixel 4, which is on my right. Already you can see that iPhone 12 has a much better HDR here. I mean, Pixel, I mean, we've already seen that selfies aren't that good on the Pixel. But this is just next level. Damn it, man, this is just looking so crisp, so good. My face looks very well. The t-shirt colors are looking good. I mean, it's a bit more brighter on the iPhone, but like any day, the iPhone's footage is way better than what the Pixel is showing right now. You can get an idea of the mic as well, and I think both are doing a good job, but once again iPhone gets the lead here. I mean, in terms of videography, it's not even a close call. The iPhone wins this hands down. Rear camera and the front camera both easily.
So, who's the real winner here? Well, in a nutshell, you can just say that you get what you pay for. And both the phones and this camera comparison essentially highlights what we already knew so far, which is that iPhones have a great prowess when it comes to videography, and the iPhone's footage was exceptionally great. Like, the Pixel does not even come close to what the iPhone is able to shoot. Sure, the Pixel anyway exceeds when it comes to the competition, but right next to the iPhone 12, it's just not in the same league when it comes to videography. Now, when you talk about photos, I mean, yeah. When you talk about photos, the Pixel 4a does manage to keep up with the iPhone 12 and even outshine it in some specific areas. Like, especially when you're talking about those lens flare and that HDR and working all of that in cognition. Yes, the iPhone does get a slight edge in low light photography, but the Pixel does have its own advantages there as well. And if you're someone who likes to take photos of the city landscape or monuments that have a lot of artificial lights on them, trust me, the Pixel is going to be the better option, like you just saw, as compared to the iPhone in those kind of scenarios. On the whole, I can just say this one thing. Our iPhone unit is not something that Apple sent over. It's something that Ashish bought with his own money. And when I did this comparison, Ashish was right with me, and his reaction was like, yeah, I'm not sure if my money was entirely well spent. In terms of videos, yes, absolutely. But in terms of photos, especially the rear camera, the Pixel 4a does get the job done for less than half the price. So there's that. If you are someone who's just looking to buy the iPhone 12 or the 12 mini just for the camera, well, the Pixel 4a can do most of the job if selfie is not your required section. And there are other camera comparisons on our channel that are coming very soon that showcase that even the Pixel 4a can get beaten by a phone half its price. So stay tuned for that. And well, that was it. As always, if you disagree with my opinion or analysis, you can obviously go ahead and download all the images and videos in their full resolution from the link in the description box below. All our reviews and comparisons are completely unbiased and are purely my analysis or any anchor's analysis for that matter, and haven't been influenced by the brand in any manner whatsoever. So go ahead, download them, analyze from your own perspective, and sound off in the comments below whether you agree with me or not, and I would love to have a chat with you guys. Till then, this is Varun from Guiding Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.